Hello everybody and welcome back to Danganronpa, your happy Havoc. Now, last investigation was kinda short. In fact, because of that short investigation, the last episode was like half an hour long, which is usually like 75% shorter than an episode would usually be, I would say. But the weird thing about this investigation is that for the first time, it seems like someone's tried to obscure the victim's body, basically. So like, someone used a Monokuma bomb to burn and char the body beyond recognition. Luckily though, we got a tattoo confirming that it might be Mukuro Ikusaba, so I know Kyoko's somewhere, I just don't know where the hell she is. So everything's weird. I don't know who could have possibly murdered this Mukuro Ikusaba chick, so we're gonna have to find out. Because this smells weird. Anyways, we're back here in front of the door of ominous entry. Big red door. I need to give this door a name of some sorts. I'll think about it later. Where's Byakuya? Whoa, Byakuya and Makoto showed up together. Oh, he's with me. Where the heck have you two been? You just disappeared without a word. We were investigating, of course. How could you not figure that out by yourself at this point? Makoto's ranked high enough for you guys to go off together? Just the two of you? What, are you jealous?
Hey.
Or are you making up some kind of creepy fantasy for yourself?
What?
Stop talking and brace yourselves. He'll be here any second. Monokuma, any second. He could show up at any time. When I imagined what was about to happen, I immediately tensed up and prepared myself. But we stood there for 5 full minutes waiting for something weird to happen. And then 5 minutes became 10.
Why?
What's going on here? Why hasn't Monokuma shown up yet?
Could it be?
Maybe he died again? What should we do? Should we keep waiting here or... Oh. You dick! Stop doing that shit. That's annoying. This is the second time. Or what? Jesus. No, ho, 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 ho. Did I scare you?
Come on.
I demand an explanation. Why'd you waste my time and make me wait like that? What? I made you wait? You got it all backwards. You're the ones making me wait. Huh?
In other words,
I'm waiting for everyone to arrive. We can't start till everyone's here now, can we? What are you talking about? Everyone is here. We've all been waiting for you. Ooh, sorry, but you're wrong. Oh, Kyoko's alive and you're waiting for Kyoko. But I've been waiting 10 minutes now, so it's okay if I punish the one making us all wait, right? If we all agree it's a violation, I'll arrange a punishment right now. Yeah, that's definitely Kyoko. If it's me you're waiting for, I'm here. When we heard the voice, we all spun around to look.
Hey.
I'm here and no rule's been broken. Kyoko! Kyoko, you're still alive. No, that's a ghost! Stop talking. You want to fight? Do it at the class trial. You need to save some of that fun for later, right?
What?
But is it okay that there's no particular penalty for being late?
Is that right?
I made it here just fine. What school regulations did I violate? Am I wrong? You're so selfish, so spoiled. You're right, there's no penalty officially, but I bet you'll be sorry later. No, I'll make sure you're sorry later. What do you mean by that? Anyway, hustle your butts onto the elevator. I'll be just one step ahead of you. When Monokuma was gone, we all rushed up to Kyoko. Kyoko. So you really didn't die?
Indeed.
Of course I didn't die. Thank God, I'm so glad you're okay. Perhaps, but that's not necessarily a good thing for us. Huh? He's right, now we gotta deal with a shut up! My God. Thank you.
Let's go.
Come on, let's just go. Whatever we need to discuss, we can do it during the trial. Without ever looking directly at Kyoko, Byakuya stepped into the elevator. Master, wait for me. I think Byakuya suspects Kyoko. And to be fair, she was gone for the majority of the last couple of days, so... Good call. Who knows what might happen to us if we take too long. Actually, no, that's his fault. He took her keys, so she couldn't stay in her room. Yeah, so Byakuya bears the blame there.
But
I'll be happy when this class trial is over. One after another, everyone piled into the elevator. But I couldn't help myself. I had to talk to Kyoko before the trial started. What's up, girl? Listen, before we get started, I have to ask you. Where have you been this whole time? You used that key of yours to go somewhere, didn't you? So...
Correct.
I went to investigate the second floor of the dorms. The second floor of the dorms? The second floor of the dorms? There's a second floor of the dorms? The second floor?
That's right.
There aren't any monitors or cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. Of course, I also missed his announcement because of that.
Whew.
I had no idea a body had been discovered. Then when did you find out?
So...
Just now. I finished my search and came back down just in time to hear the class trial announcement. I took some time to go over the crime scene first. I can't go to a trial completely uninformed, can I? So that's why you were late.
However...
I'm sorry I kept you all waiting. But if you were on the second floor of the dorms, then that's what the key you found goes to?
Wrong.
Actually, to be precise, not quite.
In other words...
I used Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the door. Or in the school. You got a master key? What? Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the door, some kind of master key.
Just a second.
Hey, what are you two doing? Hurry up before we get in trouble with Monokuma.
Makoto.
We can go over all the details after we get through the trial, okay, Makoto? Right now, I just want to focus on surviving our current situation. Because this is probably the single most crucial moment so far for me. For her? That's a strange way to put it. The class trial is important for everyone, right? So why would she say it's a crucial moment for her? Well, she's the most suspicious, technically speaking. I'd say she has as much suspicion put on her as Makoto did during the first class trial at this moment.
Goodbye.
Well, if that's all. Seemingly unconcerned, Kyoko made her way to the elevator. I'm just overthinking what she said, right? Alright. Being the last one left, I stepped into the elevator. And the door slid shut. This time, the clunking was loud enough to hurt my ears, and the dread began to consume me once again. Can't imagine ever getting used to the mental pressure that comes with preparing for an execution. In that dusky darkness, nobody said a word. We just stood there, silent and still. After an immeasurable period of time, the doors opened without warning. Is there ever an episode where I'm not gonna, read something wrong? I don't know. Hopefully that day comes one day. A dazzling light penetrated every depth of my eyes. But it wasn't the illuminating light of hope. It was despair! Stereotypical.
I can't wait!
Ah, I've been waiting for this! I can't wait! I feel like it's been forever since we got together like this. The time for pointless jokes and jabs is past.
Thrills! Chills! Kills!
Let's get on with the show! Jesus Christ. I don't know why it kicked in right now, but holy hell, why did you change the wall color? That is hurting my eyes. You have too much bright colors on the wall, bro. What's wrong with you? And so the curtain opened for the 5th time. Don't do this shit. I'm getting sick and tired of this shit. Stop it. Stop it. Get some help. Alright, set skills. Is the other skill I got from Byakuya 3 skill points? Vocabulary 4. Increases bullet capacity. Effective during bullet time battle. That would be helpful as hell. But this is also helpful as well as hell. This is like same level of helpfulness, so I'll just keep what I have right now. I'm fighting with a sneeze right now. Sorry, guys.
Basic explanation of the class. If you can figure
Yeah.
it, I'll punish everyone. Okay, well.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
Mukuro Ikusaba.
It's Kyoko. There's no other
Are you
explanation.
serious? Bro, you're starting to get under my skin. I'm gonna murder you next if you don't stop.
But Kyoko's standing right there.
No, that's a ghost.
Oh my god.
But She has legs and stuff.
Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
There's a more reasonable explanation, Hero. She's alive.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Yell at him for me, Byakuya, please.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Her traits?
The one important trait Kyoko has that proves the body doesn't belong to her. The gloves?
I got it!
Oh, like the hand thing, you mean?
Talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
True.
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion.
No, then her hands would have gotten charred along with them.
I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
There's no way the corpse was Kyoko, but if I can't prove why, we're gonna be stuck here and the case won't move forward. So I don't have any choice but to bring up the tattoo. Bring up that tattoo, please.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Tattoo.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
Hmm.
Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Wait. I don't think that's right.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing, because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
What?
This entire discussion is idiotic.
That Kyoko
Am I being
there is just
stupid?
a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
Oh, are they saying she can't wear gloves because she has
The
nails?
dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Or do they want me to take the first statement and bash it into the other one? Hold on.
Yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
Okay, that was what I was confused there for a second.
No, there's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails.
Also
Don't
true.
you think?
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
I don't want to hear about women from you, guy, okay?
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
This is so stupid.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Yes.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim?
Oh my
First, we
lord.
need to figure that out.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Before anything, we have to identify the victim. Everything starts from there. Make your arguments. tattoo on the right hand is probably what we're going for.
Kyoko really is still alive. Then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition.
Oh.
Shoot!
Okay.
Kyoko really is.
Hold on.
There's gotta be some... I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition, and there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file.
Well, if we can't identify the body...
Wrong.
No,
Okay.
that's wrong.
I should wait for all the statements to be put out.
There
Just so
was
that I don't
one
waste
clue
time.
left behind that we can use to identify the body.
What? For real? If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
I'm probably gonna die anyways. Based on how things are going, I'm probably gonna kill myself because hero stupidity.
Cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Oh my lord. Keep your horny away from the courtroom, please.
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
If you compare the tattoo to other information we have, the victim's identity should become clear. The profile.
I got it! The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
The image that represents Fenrir is a wolf. It's a wolf. Why do we have to? It's a fucking wolf. It's a wolf. Bro. Easiest
Yeah,
hangman
understand.
gambit of my life. That could have been a multiple choice answer. It didn't have to be a hangman.
The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
Fenrir, the wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast.
Nerd.
He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Nerd.
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
A wolf tattoo. And that means...
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf, which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
I'm leaning on that Monokuma's actually an AI and not a real person.
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a last trial?
The mastermind's not dead. If you're talking about Monokuma, he's obviously not dead. It's either an AI or there's another person. Those are the only two options. I don't know what to tell you, bro.
No, it means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
Exactly.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy.
She's not the ultimate despair. That's what I've been saying. I said this last episode. Kyoko lied to me. She told me that she was the ultimate despair, but she had the report that said she was the ultimate mercenary, which makes no sense to me.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place. After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier.
Yeah, same difference.
If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
Yeah, why you lied to me? You had the profile before anybody else.
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
She couldn't have possibly gotten it wrong. She had the profile.
Who was she? Mukuro Ikusaba. She's been gone this whole time, and when she finally turns up, she gets killed. Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
But why would she be put into a different place? Like, I'm assuming that she wasn't with us. She didn't have her own room or anything, right? She didn't have her own room at the dorm. Wait, maybe she got a room on the second floor dorms that Kyoko investigated? Maybe that's a thing? But then why didn't she make herself... Actually, she was the ultimate soldier, so that like she's probably distrustful and all of that junk. So I guess maybe if she was the ultimate soldier and hid herself from us all this time. Although, why would Monokuma actively know and then not let that person participate in the class trial? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
How do you know?
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Shut up.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a
Shut up.
murder occurred that point.
Shut up.
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
That doesn't make sense. Unless Hiro's acting stupidly dumb and he's actually the mastermind, because Hina's definitely not it. Byakuya's not it. He's too prideful for that shit. Makoto's not it. Kyoko? I don't think she's it, because like, she was actively stealing shit from Monokuma. So, that doesn't make sense. So like, there's nobody. Mukuro Ikusaba was the only other person.
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
Obviously, it points to Kyoko. I mean, me and Kyoko.
I got it!
Yeah.
You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time, we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs.
You know what? That's smart. You're kind of a good leader, Byakuya. I'll say that.
All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are us two.
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
exactly so.
So the only suspects now are me and Kyoko. Damn it. I can't let this stand. Somehow I have to clear my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want, somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at, well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
That does not help me. There's a fucking 8-hour window where that murder could have taken place.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
9:30?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
So what time was the body at 9? Yeah.
I got it! The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 on the dot now. Okay, go get the pickaxe and be back here by 9:01.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
That's too broad, man.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
The murder happened between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m., and I don't have an alibi for 10 p.m. till 7:30 a.m. Okay, then it looks like the game has begun. If I can't prove an alibi for that period, then I'll just have to prove the murder didn't happen during the time I don't have an alibi. Makoto's getting saucy. He's getting all into that game. That's what I'm talking about. Bro's finally acting like a protagonist. Alright, fragments near the dead body, sprinklers, exploded body... Whoa.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night
Damn it.
and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
Wait. The incident took place in the garden, right? If I remember, there's something that happens... Oh.
We've established a time frame for the...
Okay, but the sprinklers turn on at 7:30, so... What are they getting at? The sprinklers are programmed to come on every morning at 7:30, and this time is impossible to change. As such, it can be assumed that if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, it would have gotten wet. Oh, and it was dry enough to catch on fire. Oh. Huh.
The murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
Damn it. Alright. That was stupid.
We've established a time. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto...
Yeah, from 10 to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you
Wait.
have any objections, now would be the time.
Oh, they want me to narrow down the timeline. So they want me to hit Byakuya's statement about it being between 10 and
Established a
9.
time frame for the murder. It took place
Somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, okay.
No, that's wrong. Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Because I splashed it to put the fire out.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet?
Bro.
How dare you spew such indecent
What the
words?
fuck? You're talking about a corpse.
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire
Oh
existence?
my self-consciousness crisis in my Jesus Christ. Spewing nonsense bullshit. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're totally wacko.
I agree.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
Cause I splashed her with a fucking bucket of water to put out the fire, you dumbass. Actually, she wasn't awake for that, so never mind. I guess she's got a valid reason to not know about it. I need to prove that it wasn't the sprinklers that got the body wet. All I have to do is hit Toko with certain evidence and that should do it. Oh. Bullet time battle.
I admit nothing. No, no, no! That's enough! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. No, no, no! That's enough! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I'm right about this. I admit nothing. No, no, no! That's enough! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. No, no, no! That's enough! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I'm right about this.
Exploded body
How can you say
analysis.
it wasn't the sprinkler?
Wait. Shit. No.
I admit nothing. No, no, no! That's enough! Are you trying to blame me? How can you say it wasn't the...
This should prove it.
I'm so stupid. I don't know why I hit the other thing. Jesus Christ.
Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers. The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
Stop. Oh my god.
I'm so sick of her.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because
I splashed her in the face with water to douse a fire.
while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
That's what I'm talking about. The goat.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Kyoko's the only one without an alibi. Which would mean that the Mukuro's killer is... No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone? That's...
I'd just like to say one thing.
What's up?
If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever.
Okay, but that's not evidence though.
Which is why I can't let that happen.
Show us evidence, please. Huh?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game, and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Did she?
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything.
Yeah, but that's a motive that could be used for pretty much anybody, so it doesn't matter. She doesn't have a reason in particular to kill her out of nowhere.
So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this.
Actually, I guess you
Isn't
could
that right,
argue.
Kyoko?
I guess you could argue that nobody else knew about her ultimate despair thing except for Kyoko, who lied to me in the first place. So I guess, you know what, that would be valid. But she wasn't the ultimate despair. She had the profile and everything. So now we're back on the other side. I'm confused.
But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
Something doesn't feel right. Nothing ever feels right with these cases. I don't know what it is.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Huh?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
A certain something at the scene that was used to cover the body, could it have been... Oh shit! Oh! One side was wet and filthy with mud and grime, the other side was completely clean and dry. So the side that was completely clean and dry was the side that was covering the body, and then the top half was... I guess, shielding the body from the sprinklers.
I got it!
So that's why
You're
that was
talking
mentioned.
about the tarp, aren't you?
Okay, thank you for putting the spotlight back on me, Kyoko. Jesus Christ.
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Yeah, why would they?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place.
Why? It doesn't matter if they're gonna blow up the body anyways. Like, if they were gonna blow up the body and set it on fire, and then Makoto was gonna douse it with a bucket of water, or someone was gonna do it eventually, then they wouldn't have to explain anything. The timeline would be just as fucked as it is now. It doesn't matter. It's trouble for no reason.
In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Damn, Kyoko, throwing me under the bus. Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want to make me look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right now. The tarp. If it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp must have been touched, or must have touched the body, right? But the body...
Wait. Something's not right.
And what might that be?
I can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. Yeah, fuck her. Fuck her over. Sorry. That wasn't the right words. Throw her under the bus even more. Do it. Let's go. I have to refute what Kyoko said. She's doing it, so I might as well do it. Fuck it. Knife at the crime scene, body before the explosion, exploded, body analysis, fragments near the body when the body was found.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
Uh-huh.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
That wouldn't... Oh. There has to be a clue hidden in the tarp somewhere. Wait,
By covering the body with the tarp,
hold on. The corpse has a mask covering its head and a white jacket covering the body. A knife has been thrust into the abdomen and there were bloodstains. Why wasn't the blood on the underside of the tarp then? Why was that a
the
thing?
killer prevented it from getting
It would have
wet.
gotten dirty with blood, no?
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water.
What about the blood? Shit, no. Fuck.
Shoot!
Wait, alright. Am I confusing myself?
Killer prevents.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the... Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Wrong point again. It's because of the blood. The blood could have gotten on the underside or
Actually,
had to get on the
one
other
side
side.
being clean is pretty strange if you think about it.
Yeah, the body was stabbed and the blood was wet.
Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they used it.
I guess that could be the case. Why would they just put it in the tool shed then instead of putting it back wherever they got it? Or throwing it away though?
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
What? Huh? The blood was camouflage?
What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
So then how did they die? How did the person die then? So you're telling me the killer stabbed the masked person? The masked person bled? The killer then washed their blood off and put someone else's blood on after using the tarp? I'm guessing she's saying that the killer put some of the blood from the nurse's office on top of them just so that it wouldn't get on the tarp. But like Hiro said, they could have just washed both sides of the tarp and it would have been the same thing. Without the extra step of putting fake blood on the body. So, okay, Kyoko's being hella sus. Extremely hella sus.
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office.
Point for Hiro.
That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time.
What?
The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
Oh shit, the chicken. The missing chicken. Oh snap. That's where the chicken went. Oh.
I got it! Could it have been chicken blood?
What? Chicken blood?
There was one missing chicken. Someone used the blood and then ate the chicken. Prime suspect is Hina.
When I
She
checked
wanted to eat
chicken
the
coop
chickens
before the
raw like a
murder,
maniac.
There were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
So, you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood?
I don't know why they would do that when they could just grab a pack of blood from the nurse's office instead of killing a chicken and then making people suspect that they used fake blood by killing a chicken.
Man, that's messed up.
Because it's easier to hide that a blood pack is missing from the nurse's office, because I doubt anybody's checking the number of blood packs in the nurse's office, compared to the 5 goddamn chickens in the shed where Hiro constantly spends his time. Makes no fucking sense.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
Alright, okay, alright. You know what? Hina's the murderer. Hina's the murderer, goddammit.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
I think that might be right.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it.
True.
The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
This is so much speculation after speculation after speculation. Just to prove that it might have been Makoto. Makes you look hella sus, to be quite honest.
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
What?
I think so. Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Then that settles it.
What?
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off, but the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body. The coat they'd already covered in blood.
Oh, I see what she's saying. And the coat did look like it was put on backwards. So if the killer was putting it over the body, that would make sense.
This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
True.
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body.
They already had the coat ready? Where was the coat?
They'd be done in no time.
Huh?
Maybe. But still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Damn. And that was 1.5 hours, or just like 1 hour later, wasn't it? That certainly does cast suspicion on myself and Makoto. That's... Damn, Kyoko really threw me under the bus. Jesus Christ.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
Wait, so is Kyoko's. Wait. Okay, so I'm still a suspect, but Kyoko's alibi is still just as unsound as Makoto's, if not even more. Because she's been gone for longer than Makoto has. And the suspicion falls back on me again. But why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't understand. Huh.
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
Damn.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin.
No.
50-50 odds.
That's awful.
Oh,
See? Pretty good idea, right?
no, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
What?
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
Fuck. Shit. Oh no. That's another point against Makoto. Damn.
One we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right?
Damn, that's gonna make Makoto look way more suspicious than Kyoko, because it's the knife they gave him to keep safe.
According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before.
Damn, we're screwed.
That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
Wait, no, but Kyoko was in my room. Along with the masked person. So she could have also taken the knife. Listen, more important, now that we have the knife, what are we gonna do with it? We can't let Toko keep it, that's for sure. We don't know what she might do. I don't want it anyway. So what to do? Why don't you hang on to it, Makoto? Did you set me the fuck up, Kyoko? Did you set me up? Huh? Me? Did you set me up, Kyoko?
Gave to Makoto?
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah,
Then why did you hide that fact?
it's not that I hid it. It's just...
I couldn't be sure of what actually happened last night. I thought maybe I really did kill her.
Suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
Considering everything up till now, I should be able to make it clear. I have to prove that I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer. Well, I know that, but they don't know that. It's very suspicious from their viewpoint. Disguised dead body, body before the explosion, explosion body analysis, when the body was found, fragments near the body.
The knife
Huh.
we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
Yeah,
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
I used the knife to kill Mukuro? No, there's no way. Are you trying to get me to say that the bomb killed her and that she wasn't
Found
fully
lodged
dead?
in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
I mean, that's kind of speculation at this point, no?
I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once,
Oh shit, wait, no.
that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right?
Oh. Damn.
Shoot!
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
Hold on, when the body was found,
It's the same
disguised
one we gave to
dead
Makoto.
body.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of it.
Exploded body analysis.
That.
If he
When the body was found. No.
did have that knife before,
Disguised dead body. The murder took place before the sprinklers turned on. The suspect covered it with blood. The body was... Oh shit, they framed me! So... if the killer put the coat on the body to disguise the blood and keep it from going on the tarp, why would the killer then use the knife? If Makoto was the killer, why would he use the knife that was just in his room and leave it there inside of the body? That makes no sense. That makes no sense.
That seals it! Makoto did it!
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed
Is what killed her.
Yeah, that's what they're getting. Okay.
It's wrong.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
lies! We never talked about what killed her!
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
Why would I leave the knife in there, hero? The victim was stabbed twice in the same spot? No, there's no way that's possible. Wait. Monokuma file? Hold on. A single time.
I got it!
Yeah, okay.
The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Oh yeah, it sure did. Totally forgot about that.
Then the knife...
Was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kind of goes back to the beginning, but what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
They wanted to cover up the evidence of what actually killed her. And they wanted to cover up who was killed. Although that wouldn't really make much of a difference if Kyoko was gonna show up to the trial anyway, so I don't know why they would do that. If it was Kyoko.
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some
Shut up.
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
There's only one explanation I can think of for the explosion. Wait. Oh shit, they're just telling me what exploded the body, not why it was exploded. Okay, I'm so stupid.
After the explosion, we found
I need
a
to
tiny fragment
I need to
of
start
something
thinking
on
a
the
bit more.
ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like
It
somewhere
was
before.
the Monokuma bomb that Hiro took out of Monokuma. So Makoto at that point was with you guys in the gym while he took that out, and then he went with you guys to the headmaster's office directly. So there's only one person who could have taken that bomb, and it was Kyoko. That's what they're gonna go with, right? because she was the only one missing at that time. And we left the bomb in the gym when we all went up to the headmaster's room.
That's only natural. Because, of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb.
Oh! Then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
We're just gonna have to, we're just gonna keep going back and forth between two suspects, aren't we?
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine. I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
We need to determine what ultimately killed the victim. I need to concentrate. Monokuma
Then
file?
shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't me because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
Hit on the back of the head. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but they were at least several days old.
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Hold on.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't me because then there's a...
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body. Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined.
There you go.
No, that's wrong. Mukuro died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
No, they were there for at least several days.
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
But then, what was the murder weapon? The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe!
No.
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with a metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground and spit on it.
Does that mean you think he's cute?
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
Damn.
Seriously?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
We do?
We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
Wait, do we?
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto.
Bitch,
Surely you've
just
deduced the real
tell
murder
us.
weapon?
The real murder weapon. The bloody duct tape. titanium arrows, how heavy are they? I guess they're skinny. How though? She wasn't stabbed. She was hit upside the head with like a pipe-like object. Oh shit. Did they tape all of the arrows together and make like a pipe-like object like that? And that's why there was blood on the tape and the tape was in the locker with the arrows? That would make sense, right?
I got it.
Nice.
Mukuro
Big
was hit
brain.
in the back of the head with something, and that's what killed her.
Very big brain.
And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
Arrow. That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure? That sounds kind of weird.
Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right!
I'm not back-talking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
I don't blame Hina for doubting it, but there's one more thing about that weapon. One more secret. I know all the secrets already. Cause I have big brain. Bloody duct tape. Definitely bloody duct tape.
Titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow with
Duct tape! Duct tape!
No, that's wrong.
Good old duct tape. Do the duct tape.
You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
another weapon?
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled up wad of duct tape. The killer probably uses duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe.
Don't know how stable they would be though. That's the
And
thing.
that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks. One stick is weak, but put them together, and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Thank you, Toko.
Damn, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? Are you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker,
Kyoko.
it was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Okay, obvious fucking lie.
Oh no, you absolutely have.
How can you say that with such confidence?
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto?
That, along with the fact that I saw her a couple of days ago in the fucking dojo. The keys were in her room.
What's the matter? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to the death of us all, remember?
Okay.
Of course I remember.
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
I have evidence? Evidence that Kyoko went to the dojo. The key was in her room.
I got it!
Yeah.
The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is right here. The key to the dojo locker.
And how does that prove anything?
Because I found it in your room.
It was in my room?
Oh. Were you framed? Are you just doing this out of a sense of self-preservation? I thought you were throwing Makoto under the bus because you actually killed her. But this makes it seem like you were framed, kind of, because you didn't even know the key was in your room.
Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just the final piece of the puzzle.
Unless she is playing dumb.
Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime. This all proves that you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you?
No, it's not that I want to defend her. It's just, there's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
I was just protecting you.
So you did judo punch the shit out of Masked Man. Or Masked Woman. Rey Mysterio Woman Mukuro Ikusaba. Interesting.
What?
She was protecting me? Then does that mean she knew I was being attacked? And she came to my rescue. Could that be when... Oh shit, did she accidentally kill? She accidentally killed Mukuro Ikusaba. Oh shit. Which would mean that Kyoko, she killed someone for me?
That's enough.
Damn.
Time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
Wait, I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
But are you not though? I think you kind of just confirmed it, no?
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it. Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know.
Shit! She didn't have access to her room keys because Byakuya took them. So she couldn't have put that key in there. She couldn't have put that locker key in there unless she had access to her room. And the only time she could have gotten that locker key is around the time when the murder occurred, because she had to duct tape everything together and then put everything back in the locker and then put everything back in her room. So she didn't have access to her room, so someone else tried to frame her? I'm so confused. What the hell's going on here? What? Byakuya should know better than anyone. The keys. He took away her keys.
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Those words...
Wait, what was Byakuya's account? But Byakuya also said that he... okay, wait, what does this have to do with the other thing then? I don't think I can use any of these, so I have to absorb something.
What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I
Okay,
really have done
so it's either this or backwards.
Those words you just spoke.
Exactly what I'm not the killer. You should understand.
Byakuya,
Master would never hide.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
Yeah, okay,
No, that's wrong.
yeah.
If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room.
For some reason, I thought we had Kyoko's room key as a point of evidence. For some reason.
Why not?
Because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I see. So that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room...
Then obviously I had no way of getting in. Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself.
And that had to have taken place after she murdered the body in between 7 and 9. If she is the killer. So the killer did that murder between 7 and 9. Presumably they wrapped everything up to make the weapon, and then they hit Mukuro over the head with the weapon, and then they hid it in the locker. Kyoko hasn't had access to her key since before last night. So either way, I think she's in the clear with that. So someone else is definitely trying to set her up. I just don't know who it could possibly be at this point.
Am I wrong?
It would appear not.
Then you're finally starting to understand.
No, that's not actually true. There was a clear contradiction in what Kyoko just told us, an obvious lie. But this just isn't like her. To try and save herself with such a desperate lie. What was her lie? Then I obviously had no way of getting in. Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am I wrong? Huh? Can you leave the locker open? Can you take the locker key out? Put the key in her room. So this is what I'm thinking. Could she have taken the little key, put it in her room, left the locker open, and then put the arrows in there after she committed the murder and then closed the locker, and it would be locked that way? Or can you not close the lockers without putting the key in? Because if you can close the locker without the key being inside of the keyhole, then she could have also done it that way. And that way she would have preemptively put the key in her room if she could have, right? So is that what they're referring to? Could she have done that? Does she really feel that threatened because she's the killer? Or is it something else? Was there some deeper meaning hidden in what Kyoko said earlier? If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of the school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us. The mastermind's trap? The mastermind is trying to trap Kyoko? But what if that's not really true? What can I do? What should I do? What should I... Mastermind's trap? The victim was Mukuro and Kyoko killed her? What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? Kyoko's lie. I'm the only one who knows it's a lie. I'm the only one who can expose it. But who can I trust? What am I supposed to do? The mastermind's trap. If you spend all your time trying to avoid danger, you'll never move forward. You know, we know the danger, but if the risk means solving the mystery, we have no choice. Am I wrong? What do I do? I have to decide right here and now whether or not to... Oh my lord. Oh my god. Is this... Is this... Can I save? This seems like a very drastic decision. No, this feels like some kind of run away. That'll probably put suspicion on me. Let it go. Wouldn't that put the spotlight back on me? Pursue the lie. Actually, no. Yeah, let it go would put the spotlight back on me, because then I wouldn't point out the lie and then we would just keep going in circles. If I pursue the lie, then we'll have to see what happens. I know there's something going on, but I can't just let that go though, right? Because she's lying for a reason as well. Like, I know her motivations, or I don't know her motivations for wanting to figure out this school's mystery, but she's lying. So, like, I don't really have a choice here, do I? This seems like a very important decision though. For them to make us pick like that? Alright, you know what? Pursue the lie.
There was a lie hidden within Kyoko's statement just now.
A lie?
Isn't that right, Kyoko?
You said it. The burden of proof is on you, so let's hear it. Where's this lie, then?
Kyoko's definitely lying, and it must be because there's There's some other deep truth she wants to keep hidden. Huh? Heh. Kyoko's account, Byakuya's account, Monokuma's account. Alright, hold on. Byakuya stated that there was no corpse in the garden just after nighttime last night, so it can be assumed that the murder must have taken place sometime after that. Byakuya also said he, Yasuhiro, Toko, and Aoi were in the gym the entire night, and none of them were alone at any point. Apparently, the killing game began with 16 participants, all students. It is assumed that Mukuro Ikusaba was the 16th student. Monokuma also revealed that the reason Kyoko wears gloves is to hide something she doesn't want anyone to see. Kyoko used Monokuma's secret tool, which... Oh, shit! She has a master key. She has a master key. Oh, no.
Because I'd given it to Byakuya. There's no doubt about that, right?
You are correct.
Kyoko.
So I couldn't
Possibly have gotten into my room.
Kyoko. You messed up by telling me that.
No. Kyoko could have gotten into her room. You said so yourself. Didn't you, Kyoko?
Actually, to be precise, not quite. I used Monokuma's secret tool, which can only be opened to, or which can open any lock in the school. What?
Monokuma's secret tool?
Kyoko stole it from the headmaster's room. It lets you get into any room in the school, which means she could have used it to get into her own room.
Then I guess that's it.
You're giving up just like that? You admit to killing...
No, I'm simply recognizing that I lost.
What are you talking about?
Like I said, this was a trap, and I wasn't able to escape it, so I lost.
What?
That's all this means.
Huh? Then, are you saying you really didn't, Kyoko? You really aren't the killer?
Okay, time's up!
Huh?
I'm sorry to say, but your time is up!
Is Monokuma setting people up?
The class trial is all over!
This is so sus, bro. Are you pulling some shit, Monokuma? You started pulling some dirty shit last trial too. What with replacing the seppuku no and everything.
But that's ridiculous! Since when is there any...
It's because you were late, so the trial started late and time ran out!
Bullshit.
So then, it's
Something's wrong.
voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using
What?
the lever in front of it. But
What
I
the
guess
hell,
we
bro?
already know-
I'm so... Huh? Good job, you got it right. Brilliantly right. We got it right? Does that mean Kyoko really is the killer? But something strange is going on here. I agree. There's something wrong with this whole class trial. Kyoko.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
Is everyone ready? Okay then.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
Are they really about to kill off Kyoko just like that, even though she might have not done it? I don't think she did it. Monokuma, you're pulling some bullshit. Bro. What? Oh my god, they're really doing it. Oh my god. Oh, that's so awful. It's not that it'll be painful, like she'll probably go quick, but like the anticipation though. She's backwards, going slowly towards the thing that's gonna crush her. Whoa. after school lesson. That's fucking brutal, bro. No way. Oh, damn. That's some bullshit. And that's how the class trial of Mukuro Ikusaba came to an end. I still had to wonder whether Kyoko was actually innocent, or regardless, the truth was lost forever. Even for me, I just stopped thinking about it. That was the end of Mukuro's class trial. And in the end, it would prove to be our last class trial. Once that trial was over, once that class trial was over, there was never a single murder at Hope's Peak ever again. Oh, is this... We had obtained peace in exchange for the lives of all the others. Bro. Toko's dead. Oh my god. Byakuya. Byakuya's carrying Toko's dead portrait. That's hilarious. That's so hilarious. Also, bro, you're telling me Makoto hit Hina up, so did Hiro, he became gangster, and Byakuya also hit her up? Damn. Damn. Kinda nasty. I'm not gonna lie. Peace, but only inside the school. Peace, but only for us. That was the only hope we had. Hope. Hope. Hope? Is this hope? That's hilarious.
No, this isn't right!
Huh?
Makoto, why are you staring off into space? Don't you have a rebuttal for Kyoko's claim?
That was awesome. You know what? That... Okay, so they want me to choose the other option to not expose Kyoko's lie, but goddamn, that was a good way to segue into another ending. I enjoyed that. That was actually pretty cool. I thought there was something going on, because like usually after these class trials, there's a moment where everybody gets to talk and stuff, but no, this one was just like, and that's how this class trial ended, and that's how no more class trials ever happened, blah blah blah. All right, whatever. For claim? Oh, that's right, I have to. Do I expose Kyoko's lie or not? Yeah. She's not wrong. I have to think about this very carefully. What do I do? If I run away, they probably won't trust me. Let it go, I guess. Actually, that's the same result. It doesn't matter. I've made my decision. I have to believe in Kyoko. There's no way she would kill someone. She definitely didn't kill Mukuro Ikusaba. That was hella shady how Monokuma just hurried everyone along. There has to be some secret here. Something that has to do with the Mastermind's trap that Kyoko mentioned.
Well, does no one have a rebuttal? Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact? I see. So you still refuse to accept it. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room. That it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
You! What are you trying to imply?
But of course, I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time. I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
And suspicious once again falls on me.
What?
Fantastic.
It had to be Makoto, right?
I don't see any other option.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong. Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
There isn't.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you? Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead. And then we're thrown into a trial. And Kyoko even said it's a trap the mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's up!
Same bullshit.
Huh?
Time's up! Class trial's all over! Everyone can stop talking now!
What? Time's up?
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the
Same
start time.
bullshit.
So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you!
Voting time?
Okay, Monokuma's a lying little bitch. Kyoko didn't do shit. Makoto didn't do shit. He's lying his ass off. Which is what I suspected, but still. Damn.
Now, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you... Hey, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Yup, lying little bitch. Bro, how is Makoto even gonna get out of this? There's no way to get out of this. What? You think I'm the killer? Sorry, man.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. It's all your fault. Everyone, you're wrong. You got it all wrong. I didn't do it.
Yes, indeed.
Good job, everyone. Good job.
Yep.
Yeah, they got it right. No, I know that's not true. None of this makes any sense. This whole class trial doesn't make any sense.
Hey!
It makes perfect sense.
Shing!
It's the same as always. It's just like all the other class trials, and I'm gonna end it the same way.
Thrills, chills, kills!
It's time for your heart-pounding, positively thrilling punishment. Wait, why do I... Damn, Kyoko. Kyoko.
I don't expect you to forgive me. I know this is all my fault.
Kyoko?
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
She knows too. I think everybody kinda knows. They can't do shit against the mastermind though. That's the thing. Is it gonna be the same punishment? Yes, it is. Damn. Well, shit. Makoto's not gonna die, is he? I mean, like, how's he gonna get out of this, though? There's no way they would just switch protagonists midway through the game, right? That would be the thing I least expect the most. Bro. Well, shit, Makoto. Rip to the goat, I guess. My god. Monokuma, you're a lying little bitch. Whoa. Whoa. This didn't happen the last time. Damn. Alter Ego was like, fuck Kyoko. What the hell, bro? Why didn't Alter Ego do that for Kyoko? I'm so confused. Okay. Alter Ego was like, fuck you, Kyoko. You're a bitch. I don't like you. Uh-huh? What's this? What's going on? Hey, was that? Yeah, it had to be. Alter Ego. Alter Ego? That bitch? Is this some stupid virus from that stupid guy? He must have planted it when he invaded my network. Damn it, all to hell, I don't believe this.
It would seem...
It seems you finally made a miscalculation. No, you miscalculated from the very beginning.
What the heck?
What was that?
In other words...
What I'm saying is, you shouldn't have underestimated us. Why are you all talking to like you've already won? I barely felt a thing. It was a pinch, an itch. The stupid virus is gone now. Got it? And so is Makoto. Maybe I didn't get to smash him flat, but you're never gonna see him again. To waste away in a garbage-strewn pit? In a way, that's even better special punishment. But it's still not enough. I'm still not satisfied. I'm still gonna bring despair to the rest of you. Bring despair to the entire world. You're a fucking sore loser, little bitch-ass liar. My respect has gone down dramatically for you, Monokuma, to be quite honest. What was all that talk about him not breaking the rules or whatever? That was all baloney. Is he gone? Hey, Kyoko, what's the meaning of all this? Just what the hell is going on?
Calm down.
It's okay, we're not the ones being trapped this time.
In other words...
Now it's the mastermind that's ensnared. What are you talking about?
So...
You'll understand soon enough. Very soon indeed. I still don't understand why Alter Ego didn't save Kyoko. Alright. I guess that's the story. I guess that's just how the story had to go, because Makoto has protagonist status. But still, Jesus. Alright, the massive high school towers over all the other buildings in the bustling urban area. It's like the school stands at the center of the entire world. We're back at the beginning of the game? Hope Speak Academy. It brings in top students from every field imaginable. A government-funded school of privilege. They say that if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life. With hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop into the workforce every year. It was built to raise hope in the nature's future, which makes Hope Speak a very fitting name. There are two things you need to attend this school. One, you have to already be attending high school. Two, you have to be the very best at what you do. So if you're the ultimate masturbator, you're more than welcome at this school. No ordinary student could enroll here. The only way in is if you're scouted by the school itself. And standing there at the gate of the ultimate school filled with the ultimate students was me. Alright, back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Okay, what the fuck is going on? What? Where am I? I woke up with my head resting on top of a hard wooden desk. My body felt heavy. It wouldn't be weird for me to zonk off in the middle of some boring class or whatever, but what was I doing asleep just now? It wasn't any classroom I'd ever been in before. What the heck is going on? Okay, back to reality. Finally. I could finally feel my mind and body start to come back together again, and then I was awake. Or was this just another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare. No, this isn't a dream. I could tell because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. What an awful smell. I was in a vast dark cavern with the barest hint of light seeping in. Trash was piled high across all the area. This must be some kind of underground garbage pit. I have a heck of a situation to find myself in, but that was just the beginning of my problems. Was I going to be stuck in here till I wasted away and died? No, I can't let that happen. Not after what my good friend went through to save me. I remembered all too well what happened. Alter Ego saved me, and he used up the little bit of his strength to do it. So I can't give up now, for myself and for my friend. And with that, my pursuit of survival began. First up was to start looking for a way out of here. Monokuma rocket that we saw at the beginning. That's a rocket in a tank. I'd better not think too much about what I'm seeing down here. This is a desk. It's probably the one that fell down here with me. Is that an airplane? How'd something like that wind up in the school's garbage pit? How high did we fall from? How is your neck not broken, Makoto? You fell, like, face down, bro. Rattle, rattle, rattle. It's locked. No matter how many times I pushed or pulled or kicked at it, it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't going to be that easy. Well, if I'm not getting out of here anytime soon, I decided to look around for some food. There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. But that was pointless too. Next, I searched for some water. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are an all-around bad idea? Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked in on all sides. But that's still not enough reason to give up because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was go to sleep. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left after not being able to eat or drink. I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed. And all I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign. Not exactly. What the? The strange sound pierced my silent isolation, jarring me awake. Oh, garbage. As I watched, the pile of garbage jostled and formed an odd shape. Did something fall down here? Something fell from above. What could it have been? Did someone drop food for me? One of my teammates? Did a giant piece of trash just fall down here? I carefully stretched my hands out towards whatever it was that had tumbled down here with me.
Just a second.
What? A giant piece of trash? Rude. Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was.
It
Bro.
smells awful.
You threw yourself in a garbage bag and down into a pit? Damn. Yoko?
Indeed.
You look like you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here?
So...
Isn't it obvious? I came here to help you. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. You got a bit of garbage on your hair. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash and then faced me again.
Hey.
First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you're finished. Thank you. I snatched the bread and whatever water she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way to my stomach. Ooh, that really hit the spot. Now I've got all the energy I need to keep going. But you still haven't given up yet. Of course not. After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is all about all that I'm good at. Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. See, Kyoko, did you come with a plan or something? But Kyoko, why'd you come here to rescue me?
So...
To pay a debt? Or no, to atone? Atone?
You...
During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. I abandoned you. Don't say that. You didn't abandon me. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However...
But listen. Not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason that I had to survive no matter the cost. Why'd you have to survive?
It's true.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. The reason I had to survive
In other words...
is so that I can do what I came to this school to do. What? I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak Academy for a very important reason. So, you have some reason for coming to Hope's Peak?
Indeed.
That's right. At least I did once. Once. Until recently, I'd forgotten what that was. You forgot, but that's... I had no memory of what my purpose was. No memory? That's impossible. Amnesia? Oh yeah, alright. Then is it really true you lost your memory?
Makoto.
You remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at this school? The first thing? You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and when I woke up, I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself, a disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point, my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why'd I come to this school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget something like that?
Hey.
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too relevant, or much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
Indeed.
I'm positive that was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability, somehow they would interfere with the mastermind's plan. So the mastermind just stole them from you?
However...
And it could also mean somehow my memories may be connected to the mystery of this school and the mastermind, which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
Why is that?
If I did that, and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always the chance that the mastermind is actually one of us. What?
Correct.
Well, don't make too much of a big deal out of it, it's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The mastermind, one of us. If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However...
That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you were least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition, but I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind.
I understand.
Another.
I should understand everything. My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
Yeah. It's just like the dream I had before, but why did that just happen?
Listen.
Are you okay? Oh yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right?
Hey.
Even now, I still trust you, you know? It's just I'm not used to relying on others.
Correct.
I know I never asked you for help, by the way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. You said you had a reason for doing all that investigating on your own. So how'd that turned out? Were you able to remember anything?
So...
I think there's a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. You mentioned your ability. My ability was what everybody should have known me for. I'm the ultimate detective. Yeah, I figured. That was kind of relatively simple and really forward, to be quite honest. The ultimate detective.
Correct.
And the reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy, there was someone I had to find here in the school. You had to find someone? Ooh.
So...
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. The headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. Oh. Why did you have a face of disdain for him then, when he was mentioned before? Do you not get along with your father? What?
In other words...
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Oh, that might be why. Yoko's dad is Hope's Peak's headmaster? And that explains when Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved. Yeah.
Huh?
No matter what it takes, I will find the headmaster.
No matter what?
No matter the cost.
So,
Kyoko, what's going on? My memory hasn't come back at that point. Or hadn't come back at that point. But when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense.
However...
Listen, Makoto. I want to make this perfectly clear so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I had seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Then what did you see in there?
So...
The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess, the desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where everything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
It's true.
That was my assumption, yes, and to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I'd found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. Is some kind of map?
Indeed.
It's the layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room along with Mukuro's profile and that key. The map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time. And I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, the room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered. I remember that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went there to see if the mastermind really did have a private room there.
However...
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. Did the mastermind not know that that was there then? So, was it like that part of the school, I mean? It's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in this school is more horrific than I imagined. What do you mean?
So...
I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. Sounds like it must be important, and really ominous.
However...
Sorry. Alright. Which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. It has to do with Mukuro Ikusaba, doesn't it?
However...
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi, so then who did kill her?
Anyway...
What I can say for sure is the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mukuro Ikusaba was to get me killed. Get you killed. Because the mastermind doesn't want Kyoko to figure out exactly what's happening. Because she's the only one who can uncover all this shit, right? Because she has like personal memories of the headmaster and all of that shit, right? And she did steal the mastermind's key. So that's that too. But then if the mastermind's goal was to get Kyoko killed, then why would the mastermind say that Makoto was guilty then? That doesn't make sense.
Indeed.
I stole the key and disappeared, and in retaliation they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. It was? The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulations?
That's right.
Exactly. With minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Hope Speak Academy at your discretion.
In other words...
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules? That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations. How? Why not just break them? It doesn't even matter.
Hey.
There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba. What was that? There was a point where Mukuro may not have become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. Oh. I could have become the victim? Is that why the masked person came in to try to kill Makoto and you defended Makoto? Because that would make sense.
Indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean during the night? I can hear them, you know? The footsteps of the god of death? What the shit? Bro's got anime powers! What? I can hear the god of death as he moves. That ability naturally draws me to cases just like this. Wait, you're serious? You're telling me because you're the ultimate detective you can sense when someone's gonna die? Why didn't you prevent the other deaths then?
Anyway...
Which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell. Oh, I guess if you can only sense it, you can't really sense what's gonna happen. You can only sense that something awful's gonna happen. Okay, fair enough. And I saw a white shadow across the corridor. I gave chase right away, and as I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room.
Correct.
I ran into your room and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However...
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to... Whoever that masked assailant was, they ended up dead.
Correct.
And their murder was disguised and the dojo key wound up in my room. It all has to do be the work of the mastermind in an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate you. Okay. So all this would mean was that whoever killed Mukuro is also the mastermind, right?
Indeed.
I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But That's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try and kill you because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right, that is a contradiction. And it's not just Mukuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. Yeah, that's what's confusing the hell out of me right now. So what does it all mean?
In other words,
It means that the mastermind is the one who has been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. There are two of them? I'm so goddamn confused. Can you have two ultimates at once? Can you be like the ultimate soldier and the ultimate despair all at once, or no? The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Mukuro was the ultimate despair and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not?
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. You're talking about
That's right.
what happened a year ago, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy, whoever's responsible for that, they're the ultimate despair?
It would seem...
That despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. Then they're...
Indeed.
Make no mistake. They're the root of all evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair. And that is our real enemy. Bro. There's so much shit going on. Now there's two ultimate despairs. So she didn't lie to us. There's just multiple holders of that ultimate title. Okay. Alright. 5 alive. The ultimate despair. A group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. But right now we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. Wait, but if I get out, isn't Monokuma just gonna throw me back down here or kill me because... I guess... like, I'm supposed to be dead or whatever? I don't think Monokuma's just gonna lay around and let me walk around the school again, to be quite honest with you. Do you have the key with you? It's locked, but we have a way to open this door. Okay, yeah. Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room?
Indeed.
Of course I do. It's an absolute vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. And it can open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
And we should be able to use it on the door, right? Hey Kyoko, we can use that key of yours to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. Kyoko took out the key with Monokuma design on it and slid it into the keyhole. And then, click. Yes, it opened.
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Finally, we were finally free. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief, because the real fight had just begun. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death. Damn. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up to the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into the darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped, I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down.
Hey.
Don't lose your footing. If you sleep, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off of it. So Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work? How long?
So...
Ever since I can remember. I came from a long history of detectives. Oh, sorry. Damn it. There was detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. Then is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even amongst actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family's tradition, right? So...
Right.
Because we take pride in it. Pride?
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is just how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort.
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational, but it's our family creed, and we do what we must do to protect it. Because like I said, it's our true source of pride. Pride. So that explains... Before I came here, when I was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However...
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing that it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. Well, your dad was part of your family, no? And he is the headmaster of the school. So, unless your dad is from a different family, and when he left you at a young age, you became part of the new family, and the new family is the detectives instead. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, it was because of that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you're reuniting after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However...
There is something I want to say to him, though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. Damn. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young, so I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented. He had a promising future. Okay, so he is an ultimate detective as well.
However...
But he had no interest in detective work. So he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather's and they had a huge argument, and as young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
Right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me, because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I had gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that, compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know? He had his own life to live. That's what everyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true.
However...
But there's one thing that I can never forgive. Really?
So...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind, like I said. I think it was a good thing.
However...
But when the rest of the family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need to see him out my life. I need to step out of his shadow.
Correct.
That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past. In order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, just to cut him out like that.
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey.
Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't know how to respond. She right, though. She kinda right. So instead, I said nothing. Damn, that was a deep moment between those two characters. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. And after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Looks like this is it.
Indeed.
On the other side of the door is Hope's Peak waiting for us. We're back.
That's right.
Remember the hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Oh, damn! Hindsight 2020. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my right hand up and pushed against the hatch. The hatch opened with ease, and so... looks like we're back. But I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. Ah! This is how we got out of the garbage pit. I never would have imagined that's where this led. Uh-oh. Nope. No! Talk to Kyoko, goddammit! So, what do we do now? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out, and I'm worried about you too, you helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So then...
And let's just get a concrete answer. Huh?
In other words...
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
However...
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we're found out, so it's not like we can run away. As she said that, she pointed out the nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. What you think is gonna happen isn't. Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The mastermind is ensnared. You said something like that before, but what does it mean?
So...
The mastermind stood opposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was?
Right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our investigation. I'm still a little, super uneasy about this. But we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
Let's get going. Okay. Alright. Fuck it, I guess. YOLO. Let's go. Let's get murdered by Monokuma. If Monokuma was willing to lie about who committed a murder or didn't commit a murder, I doubt he would, like, stand for this shit, but we'll see what's happening.
Well now.
Hey! Kyoko, I don't mind so much. But Makoto's I don't believe it. But Makoto's supposed to be dead. What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really gonna be okay? We were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do? If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now I gotta punish you again. And this time I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko, do whatever you feel you have to. What the fuck? Bro. What?
However...
But before you do, let me just say one thing.
No.
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right? Huh? I lose? Bro.
Hey!
You, explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
Because...
Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
In other words...
I was supposed to be the chosen blackened and then executed, right? Hey, what are you talking about?
However...
But when Makoto chose to overlook the lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that.
Right.
And in response to that unexpected development,
Indeed.
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
However...
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery, alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even after you'd killed it.
Am I wrong?
Now here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro, you did.
Listen to
So
me.
executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? That means I lose? You talk a big game. You're saying the blackened is me and not Makoto?
Well,
And you can prove this, right?
Well,
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that. What is this, a comedy routine? You make such bold claims without a shred of evidence.
that doesn't matter.
I don't have anything right now, but with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth. And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type?
Because
If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run away and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you loved so much to inspire.
however,
But yet here we are confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
what the
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me I'm in the absence of evidence?
indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey,
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh?
indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope. Gah, motherfucker! What you talking about, bitch?
Hey,
Of course you can say that we're just making it all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. Now you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. Gah! If you want to earn our despair fair and square,
That's what we have
then I
to do.
suggest you take my advice. So, what's this advice of yours?
it's true.
To do Mukuro's trial all over again. Only this time you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time
It's
for
time.
one last showdown.
Hell yeah.
One final battle between hope and despair.
Hell yeah.
Hey,
That would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial, one last showdown in other words. This would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer, the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word. He's got too much ego, doesn't he? Interesting.
Barrett?
Very interesting indeed. Barry.
What's wrong?
Well, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So, time for bear jokes. Now, what you've suggested might be plausible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax.
in other words,
Does that mean you accept?
You guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm pre-bared to agree to your terms. Will your hope win out, or will my despair claim victory? Stop.
I can barely contain myself!
Let's have one final grisly showdown. He agreed. Then we still have one shot at this.
Barrett!
But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is a barely fitting end.
You guys!
So for this final phase-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right. Every last mystery that's pausing around the school. If you can do that,
I can barely contain myself!
and that'll be enough to qualify as a victory for you. That's not even a bear pun.
it's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well, good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mysteries of the school,
You guys!
then you win. But if you can't do all of that, we'll all face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this has all turned out. Yeah. Actually, no. You know what? Monokuma's kind of a psycho, so I'm kind of in the middle.
Hey,
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that for sure. So what?
hey,
I just want to confirm that is what you said, right? And it is a true statement? You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations. And having a trial for Mukuro is no exception to that. Are you saying you're a student? Huh? Mukuro's trial is no exception, then it's part of the regulations? Which would have to mean that whoever killed Mukuro. It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. What?
Listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why'd he go quiet all of a sudden? You lying sack of honey.
Now I'm really angry.
I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. Don't get lost, would you? Why is he so mad? He seems emotionally unstable.
Hey!
Leave me alone. Get out of here. Okay, I'm going. You're really gonna let me go? I don't even care anymore. Fuck off. Make it like a tree and fuck off. You're all gonna get your punishment time later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment overflowing with despair. Woohoo! Alright.
Hey.
Come on, Makoto, let's go. Okay. Alright. Fantastic. Well, that went better than I expected. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away. And just like that, we were out of the gym. Damn. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than I expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you.
However,
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true. But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal, but honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they? I mean, I guess excitement.
so
They had no choice but to accept. Huh?
because
It's all because of that one moment that the mastermind let down their guard, like I said. So when was it that the mastermind let their guard down?
so
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? They said that they had hijacked the airways to broadcast our school live to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
listen.
And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable.
Indeed.
You don't exactly read about something like that happening every so often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, the kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off,
However,
and yet somehow the mastermind was able to do it.
in other words,
But think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason?
so
They had to show the world something, no matter what the cost. Us killing each other. They wanted to show the world?
it would seem
The mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
in other words.
So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why?
Correct.
To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point?
Hey,
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak Academy, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right?
that's right.
And for those of us who represent hope, to kill each other and sink into despair, the mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. That would make sense since they're the ultimate despair or whatever, right? That's their goal, that's the ultimate despair. Yep. What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous.
It's true.
You're right, it is ridiculous. Completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto.
I know how angry it must make you, and yet that same motivation is what led to the mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
In other words.
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world. The mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonably. Jesus Christ. Has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the mastermind simply ignored the rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter.
At the very least.
At least, that's how those who are watching this would see it. And that's why the mastermind wouldn't kill any of us themselves?
Indeed.
That's precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of the regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished, but in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
Right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial, following all their proper rules to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer. They made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when that fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the mastermind had to have accepted your suggestion, right?
Indeed.
To prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect form.
In other words,
It would only do the mastermind harm to have it shown that they'd violated their own regulations. But all of that was just a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the mastermind to accept your challenge.
however,
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got that chance. Because you believed in me, another path opened up. Still, I can't believe how much of that mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue. This is like crazy shit, bro.
wrong.
In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet. But it looks like I got it right. This time, at least, I won the bet. She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I'd shown up my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
However,
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time,
correct.
or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There's no option except to win.
Hey,
But before we begin the final battle, we need to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who the real enemy is. What we have to do is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind. Work together with everyone.
however,
Is that really possible? Huh?
anyway,
Right now we have to go find the others.
shall we go?
They're probably in the dorms somewhere, shall we go? Sure. So much shit has happened in the last 2.5 hours. But you know what? I'm cool with it. Finally, so much stuff is like starting to unravel and make sense now. It's just great. We're finally getting some answers to our questions. Alright, so we're going to the dormitories. Are we going to the... Hold on. Where the hell is everyone? Okay, nobody's here. And suddenly we were greeted with... What the hell? You again. What the hell's going on here? Is he broken? I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. Jeez, what the heck?
However,
Wonder what that was about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Ah! Yo, what up?
Makoto?
Yes. I am immortal.
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto.
Toko's smiling for once.
You survived?
Jeez, you're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
I'm the best stubborn little cockroach.
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
I'm going to punch you in the face. Everyone was there, all my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up. No.
What?
Wait, what's that smell?
What the heck?
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks. It's Makoto. He smells like wet dog. Get away. Shoo, shoo. And in a flash, my tears dried up. Damn.
Yo,
Makoto, what's it like hanging out in the spirit world? I didn't go to the spirit world.
you know?
Did you get to talk to her? Ooh, Miss Cleo. No, I didn't talk to her. I mean, I didn't go to the spirit world. Who the heck is Miss Cleo? I still can't believe you survived. Yeah, me neither. Do you realize why it is you escaped execution? It was alter ego. He saved my life.
That's right.
Not too many people can say they had their lives saved by a computer program. I imagine it was a learning experience for you. No! Tina. So, what have you guys been doing while I was gone? Well, we figured that since the trial was over, we'd have access to new places again. And? No dice, all the rooms that were locked before were still locked. So there weren't any new areas. Then, can we go to find new clues? Or where can we go to find new clues? My voice is starting to die on me. Ah, you stink. Are you rotten? Rotten. Physically, mentally, everywhere you can be rotten. Sorry, I was rolling around in the garbage for a while. The smell is so smelly. Take your horniness out of this room, bro. Stop. She seems to be happy for some reason. My god.
Makoto.
There's no time to indulge in extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma.
Yes.
Explain? Explain what? But is it okay that you're here? What if the mastermind catches you?
It's true.
That's related to what I have to tell you all. I need to tell you all about the last class trial. Last class trial?
In other words.
We're going to redo the Mukuro trial. What? Seriously?
How about
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed. Oh my Jesus Christ. I'm gonna smack this man. No, I didn't do it, like I keep telling you.
Wrong.
Makoto isn't the killer, and of course it's not me or any of you. Then who is it?
I see.
What she's saying is it's all the work of the mastermind. What? You're saying the mastermind killed Mukuro?
That's right.
It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to do to stop it.
However.
But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
What did you say?
You spotted the trap, did you, Makoto? You make it sound like it was easy. I just, you know.
However.
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only the Blackened is due to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went to negotiate with them to have the trial once more. And the mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you?
Correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the class trial. When you said, now it's the mastermind that's ensnared. That's what you were referring to.
Don't be mean.
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here. For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again later. So, knowing all this, what do we do?
About that.
It's about who killed Mukuro, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind? But there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. First to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school. Every last mystery? But we've been looking around all this time and we still don't know a thing about it yet, right?
Anyway.
You've probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies. Everyone? Hey! Who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine with living here forever with Master. I meanwhile want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible.
Anyway.
At this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth. In other words, one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say.
But
Figuring out who the mastermind is and how they kill Mukuro and all the school mysteries. It's a pretty friggin' tall order. Maybe, but this time this class trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries. I'm not so sure about that. Huh? I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. You can't? I agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
Indeed.
That's what I thought too at first, until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. Hint? It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. This game, blah 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 blah. Are you still thinking that one of us is the mastermind? Monokuma said that. Did he? And Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable. But why?
So in other
If the mastermind
words,
really is the one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says, then the mastermind would have had to set foot in the school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Mukuro, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that.
in other words,
But according to Monokuma, the only person who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the game. Then Mastermind is... No. How is that possible? There were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. Add in Mukuro and you get 16. So the Mastermind would have to be one of them? How? They're dead.
that's right.
And one of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive, are the people standing right here. Can I continue or do you get it now? Oh, never mind. I thought they were implying that one of the dead people was the Mastermind, even though they're dead for some reason. You're saying the Mastermind is one of us?
No way!
You can't be serious. Wait, we can't say for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said that to confuse us.
Indeed.
It certainly is a possibility, but only one among many. The Mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they're an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair, so they must be a high schooler. You can't say it's not possible. But if any of us was the Mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active?
Well,
Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret.
but
I don't care how sneaky you are, we would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times.
I'm right.
And maybe Monokuma was an autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all their dialogue and actions beforehand. In that case, then there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation. Well, maybe, but still. Bro, this is so stupid.
This is a school announcement. You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode.
Wow, thank you, Monokuma. Thank you for establishing that fact for us.
So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school.
Nice.
Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit. Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
Bro, what's with all these different laughs? I think Monokuma's finally snapped. How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the doors.
That's fine.
The time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway.
In the name of my family.
At this point, I can only rely on myself on the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility.
Goodbye.
Well then. After making his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall. Master, he didn't take me with him.
Hey.
Do you blame him? Without Master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream without the cream, or coffee. You're totally useless. So, bye. With that, Toko trudged out of the dining hall. And now she's gone, and you're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko?
Indeed.
That's right. Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too.
just a second.
Wait, how come?
How about that?
Just wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the Mastermind's identity. Press X to doubt. Laughing loudly, Hiro left the dining hall. Everyone's really gonna go off by themselves? What about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same thing.
But,
I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know?
'cause,
But-
I mean,
Up till now, I haven't really been all that useful. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useless. If you hadn't been here, I would have died. Makoto. No, that's really nice of you to say. But still, I know I've mostly been totally useless. That's kind of totally true, to be honest.
okay.
So I figure, at least here in the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Okay, see you later. Ina was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, it's just us two.
Indeed.
So you're gonna go off on your own too, right, Kyoko?
However,
Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're going to do searches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together.
so...
That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigations doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I should just see it as a us splitting up to cover more ground type of deal. And then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right.
So then...
Well, I better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check.
Correct.
Monokuma said all the doors in the school had been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school. We can visit all the places we couldn't go before.
Makoto.
No matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth. By any means necessary. With that, Kyoko was gone, leaving only me. I don't have time to waste either. I have to begin my search. I still can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. So that's what I have to prove. I'll prove that the mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of this school. And then we can all escape together. Where do I even start? I guess I'll start by taking another look at Mukuru's Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was discovered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Once we find out who killed Mukuro Ikusaba, then we'll know who the mastermind is. Wait. Once we find out who... We already know who killed Mukuro Ikusaba, the mastermind. Oh wait, no, I'm being stupid. Like, literally who? So, where should I start my investigation to figure out who killed her? I guess I should start with the rooms that were locked up until now. The headmaster's room, the biolab, the door in the data center with Monokuma's face on it. Oh, and the second floor of the dorms where the gate was down before. That should be open now, right? After that, I'll have to double check the areas that are connected to the murder, which means the garden and the dojo. Okay, time to get started. Sorry. Alright. You know what? This episode's 2 hours and a half. It's very long. So I'm gonna save here and I'm gonna leave it off here as well. Based on the pacing so far, we're gonna have another investigation next episode. It's probably gonna be hella longer than the last one we had. And then a class trial after that, which is probably gonna be the final episode based on the trajectory we're heading in. This is getting so goddamn interesting. I don't know where this is gonna go, to be quite honest. Like, it's... I don't know. I don't have any hypotheses. That's how out of the loop I am right now. But you know what? I've enjoyed the gameplay for the last 2.5 hours. And just the developments of plots and everything. Everyone's finally making themselves useful. Everyone's finally working together in a sense. I don't think anybody doubts the other people anymore. So everyone's come together finally. And no murders are gonna occur, just an investigation, and we're probably gonna kick Monokuma's ass. Can't wait to see it. Anyways, if you enjoyed watching this episode, hit the like button. If you want to see more of my mental anguish, hit subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Keep pimpin', my Monokuma. Bashing. Pips.